Hi, beautiful souls. Coach Rachel Lynn back with you, going to share more information from my book, Drive Yourself Successful 11 Interstates to Personal Empowerment. And basically, I'm handing you the keys to get in the driver's seat on the road of life and giving you some things to think about and fuel yourself with that will get you where you want to be in the most efficient, productive, successful manner. So today's conversation is about using the right type of fuel. So let's think about this with our vehicles. When you go to the gas pump, what is a factor in the type of fuel that you get? Well, pretty much you're probably going to say, what's the cost? What's this going to cost me? And which type of fuel is going to be most efficient for my vehicle? So when you go to the gas pump, these are some things that you think about before you decide with an intention of which fuel that you are going to put into your car. So this is what we have to do with our thoughts because our thoughts are the most predominant type of fuel that we run on. Our thoughts control our feelings, they control our behaviors, and where we end up. So either they are fueling us to succeed or they are ciphering out fuel that we need to succeed. So I want you to just kind of think about your thoughts on a daily basis. And are they positive? Are your thoughts intentional? Are they focused on what you want? Or are they focused on deficits or lack or what you are not doing or haven't done or something that is just not serving you? So I want you to get real clear about your thoughts and really assess those because these are fuel. These are the main fuel. And a lot of us put diesel in our gasoline tanks in the form of our thoughts. So if you went to the gas pumps and you put diesel in your automobile that requires gasoline, what is going to happen? It's going to be really messed up, right? It's not going to run effectively. It's not going to probably run at all. And you're going to be sitting there, not getting to your desired destination. So the number one type of fuel that we run on is our thoughts and our self-talk. And so when you realize that those may be things that are holding you back from moving forward, then you have to get real intentional about choosing the thoughts that you think. Because just as you would not go to the gas pump and put diesel in your car, you cannot afford to put diesel into your mind in the form of your thoughts because they are affecting the outcome of everything that you are out to achieve. So, number one type of fuel that people run on are their thoughts and their self-talk. So make sure that if you've got some stinking thinking going on, that you are aware of it and you make the intention to select high grade premium fuel so that you can get where you want to go most efficiently and successfully. So what other types of fuel do people run on? Right? So we already identified number one, which is your thoughts, your self-talk. So another type of fuel that people run on is their food. So how often do we think about food and our mood and our overall productivity? So here's the thing. What you put into your body affects output. All right. So if you are feeding yourself junk, if you're eating a lot of things that are not good for you, and this is your predominant fuel, then the output is going to match the input. So assess what you're doing on a daily basis, what you're ingesting, what you're eating, and what you're drinking, because that is just like putting gasoline into a tank that may not be most efficient. Or it could be like putting diesel into your tank. And I think a lot of people don't really look at that in terms of it affecting their overall well-being and their success. But everything that you eat and drink goes in and affects your biochemistry. And your biochemistry affects your functioning. And food is a prime component of that. So, number one, fuel is assessing your thinking, and two, assessing what you are eating, what you're fueling yourself with on a daily basis that gets your body up and going and running the most fuel efficiently and productively. So, food is another thing. Substances. Sometimes people fuel themselves on substances. Now, I like my cup of coffee in the morning, so we got a little caffeine going on there, but it's a substance, right? So sometimes there are more damaging substances that people refer to. And a lot of times people think that they're fueling themselves to get through either some difficult situations, to numb themselves out, to avoid some difficult things that they're dealing with by using substances to numb out pain or distress. But what happens is those substances are going to your brain and affecting your entire biochemistry. And when your biochemistry is affected, it affects your physical health, it affects your mental health, and all of those things affect your overall well being and success. So, through my videos, I hope that you take self inventory, that you are assessing the type of fuel that you're using on the road of life and what changes do you need to make to get yourself from point A to point B in the manner that you want to go. So, I want to talk about some positive types of fuel that you can incorporate into your life to run on. So this is premium. We're looking at premium fuel. And instead of looking at what this will cost you, I want you to look at how this is going to make you feel the best that you can feel and succeed in the areas that you want to succeed in. And first and foremost is your self care. How often are you engaging in self care? Or in my book, I talk about regular maintenance. And this is an area that people often neglect, right? Self care does not have to be an 8 hour day of engaging in nothing but self care. It doesn't have to be a spa day or anything major. Self care is the choices that we make on a daily basis that are positive fuel for our system, for our mind. So self care could be watching a motivational or inspirational video, watching a podcast. It could be drinking more water in the course of a day, because again, that's going in and affecting your biochemistry, which affects your entire body's functioning and your mental health. It could be, eating some nutritious foods so that your body runs most effectively. Self care could be meditation, which I am a very big fan of. It has really helped me to calm anxious thoughts and worry, and to think with more clarity than in a state of just being in a trying to figure everything out all at once. So sometimes the most productive thing that you can do is actually be still, and that is when the most creative ideas come to us, and our guidance system really turns on to show us what we need to do in our next steps or move in which direction that we want to go. Self care is so important. Sometimes self care is removing those battery drainers from your life that may be just draining your energy and holding you back. And self care may be, releasing some things that you have stored in your trunk that are holding you down and keeping you from moving forward. And if you haven't watched that video, by the way, that's a really good video. It says what's stored in your trunk, and it helps you identify some of those things that may be, needed to be let go of to move forward. But self care is a very prominent type of fuel. And I encourage each of you to engage in some form of self care every day, whether it's 5 minutes of closing your eyes and just taking a moment of peace. It could be talking to a friend, talking to a family member, going for a walk, physical activity. It could be anything. And it doesn't have to be a large amount of time. It can be 5 minutes throughout the day, can make a world of difference. So amp up your self care, because that is like putting premium fuel into your gas tank. And so the last type, although there's many more types of premium fuel that you can run on, and perhaps you will come up with some on your own that I haven't mentioned, but I want to talk about gratitude. Gratitude is such a great fuel because when we start to think about and intentionally focus our minds on the things that we are grateful for, our whole energy starts to shift. And that goes back and affects how we function mentally. And then how we're functioning mentally affects how we function physically, whether it gives us the get up and go to take those action steps to achieve the things that we want in life. But you can be really down and out, bummed, stressed, angry, frustrated. When you're in those negative energy states, I encourage you to start to fuel yourself with gratitude because we all have something to be grateful for. And I guarantee you, if you sat right now and just started naming the things, the list could go on and on. Thankful that you can see, or thankful that you have supportive people in your life, thankful that you are in good health, thankful that you're still alive, right? Thankful that you have a roof over your head. There's so many things to be grateful for that we often overlook. So when I work with people, I work on them intentionally changing their mindsets and living from a state of intention instead of default. Because our minds, which is the thoughts we think, the most predominant type of fuel that we have, can really make us or break us, leave us stranded on the road of life. So I hope that you take into consideration the different types of fuel and that you also assess yourself for other types of fuel that you're running on, either positively or negatively, because the type of fuel that you use determines how smooth and efficient your car runs, and it directly impacts your drivability. So in life, what you fuel yourself with directly influences your health, emotional well being, success, and overall physical and mental functioning. And those are all significant areas that you need to get moving on the road of life to get to your desired destination. So, thanks for watching this video. Use the right type of fuel, cipher out what is not working, do your self-assessment, and get moving. And until next time, keep living life in the driver's seat with premium fuel.